Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Zesty Thoughts with your host, Anabla. Welcome to episode 69. So, I am recording this pre New Year's, but this is officially the first episode of the new year. So, everybody, Happy New Year. I hope that you had a wonderful year. 2025 was, I feel like, such a strong year of growth for so many people I know. I think that's kind of the unifying theme. We're all just trucking along. We're all just trying our best, and people really finding their peace, respecting their peace, and trying to find balance in life. Balance is definitely like the theme for 2025 for me when I look back on my year, and it's been such a great one. I'm going to reflect on it later in the episode, but I just wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody. Okay, completely off topic. I did some Christmas shopping, and one of my goals for 2025 is shopping for more natural materials, or only natural materials, or blends that are primarily natural materials in clothing, if that makes any sense. I think it's kind of going to be one of the trends of 2025 is people stepping away from synthetics and trying to just prioritize natural materials in their clothing and in their shopping and stuff. So I did go Christmas shopping, and the shirt I'm wearing is 100% cotton. I love me a cute ass button down, a button down moment for me. Never go wrong, but one thing I'm not really used to is just having to be hyper aware of it wrinkling, because literally as I sit right now, I'm trying to not bend forward because I have an event later and I want it to look nice. And I'm also I have to drive. Maybe I'll just wear something different while I'm driving and change into it later. But that's just too much work. I'm not even high maintenance enough for that. As you know, I'm medium maintenance. I've talked about it before. So I don't know. And I hate using the wrinkle spray. I used to use wrinkle spray a lot, and now it's just just grosses me out. So yeah, I'm actively sitting, trying not to wrinkle my shirt. I don't know if anybody else can relate. I don't know. And I'm sitting on it perfectly taut in the back, so the back doesn't wrinkle also. It's just one of the things that I'm gonna have to think about now that I'm buying more sustainably, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyway, so if you see me looking a little stiff in today's episode, that is why. So I do have a few reviews for y'all this week. I have some thirsts. I'm going to share them right away. I'm going to start off with my thirsts for the week. First off, I went to Re Coffee in Woodland Hills. I believe there are 2 locations, also one in Northridge. And they've gone viral online, and my perception of everything that I saw online was everything with a cream top. So I don't know what I thought I was doing going there, because I'm pretty much primarily non-dairy, because it doesn't vibe with me, and but they didn't have a non-dairy cream top. So I was oh, the things that the beverages in essence that went viral, I can't even try. Great. And I do feel that's probably the case for a lot of popular drinks in LA, coffee shops, lattes, matchas, whatever, that go viral, is that they're just not non-dairy friendly, which is fine. But I went with Rocky, with my bestie, and I got a cold brew, because that is kind of one of my tests, either a cold brew or just a plain latte, unsweetened. I always go for unsweetened drinks when I'm trying a cafe for the first time, because I actually want to taste the coffee. You feel me? So I got a cold brew. I know cold drinks are a little bit more forgiving, but the cold brew was really bold. It was really bright. I can literally picture the taste in my mouth right now. I did really enjoy the cold brew. I tried it without any oat milk or anything added first, and then I asked for a splash of oat milk, and I liked it better without. So if y'all are down for black, dark, bold, strong, wake your ass up cold brews, and you're in the valley, I would recommend it for that 100%. I mean, they have other drinks that they're known for, cream tops that have flavors added and stuff that are apparently iconic, but I can't speak to that since I can get it. And then Rocky got a matcha. She said it was really good. So yeah, anyway, I do like it a lot. I'm gonna be going there pretty much for cold brew, if that's what I'm in the mood for. So basically summer is what I'm saying. Summer is going to be my spot for sure. My next thirst of the week is torta di mele. So I'm, period. Oh my God, that accent ate. It's an Italian like apple cake, and I made it for the holidays. I made it for Christmas Day. We did Italian dinner for Christmas Day. And I was like, wait, normally we have kind of a tradition of doing Italian like around Christmas or like holidays in general, like gatherings. And I normally will make sauce because duh. But I don't know. We just like already had sauce in the house this year. And my mom was like, just make it easier on yourself. Like we'll just use, what is it, Rouse? I think that's how it's pronounced. Which like if you're going to go for a jarred tomato sauce, Rouse is really good. I do feel like it's a little on the oily side. That's my only complaint. And I don't know if that's like the specific jars that we got or if that's just the brand in general. That'd be my only complaint, is that it's like a little too oily in my opinion. But it's really good. It has great flavor. It's like balanced flavor. So we did that. And then I made torta di mele, which is basically an Italian like apple cake. It's kind of like akin to like a fruit cake. Although I didn't realize you're supposed to use like self-rising flour. And I didn't do that. So I don't know how the recipe was impacted by that mistake, right? I love cooking, but I am not much of a baker. I like barely scratched the surface in life when it comes to baking. And so, you know, I really did just try my best pretty much, but it turned out really good. I'll put a picture here. It was delicious. Wasn't too sweet, little lemony, like, oh, and I used Honeycrisp, girl, because like, right, clock it. Yeah, so that's my other new obsession. I'm gonna try it with the other flour, maybe for another special occasion, like my dad's birthday or something, and see how it comes out. It was so good. I know some of the recipes called for like pine nuts or like other things added. I don't know if that was the vibe I was going for, but maybe I will try that next time and see how it compares. So that was my other thirst of the week. All right, everybody, on to a partial album review for y'all. I listened to Kuko's new album, Raiden. It's alternative category. For those of you that don't know Kuko, I'm pretty sure he's like from LA. I feel like it's kind of giving from LA. So I'm going to look right now. I'd be surprised if he wasn't. My man put me on, Inglewood, period. My man put me on to Kuko like when we first met, and I've been a fan of her since. He's from Inglewood. He does music in like English and Spanish, like primarily lo-fi. That's like part of what his bio on Apple Music says, but like his new album is so cool. It's very different. I just wrote down overall solid and diverse album. My notes on it were that I definitely hear a lot of like Sugar Ray, kind of beach, like 90s beach kind of rock, indie, but then also like 50s and 60s inspiration, like what? And then like Beatles vibes for sure on a few of the songs. It gave me the same vibe as like Mac DeMarco's most recent album. Not all of the songs, just some of them. I do appreciate that the album is kind of all over the place. There is like fusion in pretty much every different song of like different genres, which I really like. It kept me on my toes. It was an easy listen. I like most of the songs are like cute love songs, so I really liked it. I didn't finish listening to it. I listened to like half of it last night while I was driving up PCH, and then on the way home I was just like talking to someone on the phone, so I like forgot to listen to the rest of it. But I did save a handful of songs already, and I have like high hopes that I'm gonna save more. I Can Never Break Your Heart, My 45, Para Ti, and Don't Be So Rude. So I think it's probably going to get a high rating. There's 17 tracks and I'm probably halfway through. So sorry, it's an incomplete review, but I did want to let you guys know to like check it out. And, I will come back next week with like an official rating on that, but I really like it so far. So, all right, next up. Okay. Me and my parents have been watching It, Welcome to Derry, right? So backstory, my mom is super afraid of clowns, but she's like a huge Stephen King fan. So It for her, I think, is like a very conflicting, phenomena because she really likes Stephen King. But yeah, okay. So anyway, we were super excited to watch this. I remember seeing the original It like when I was kind of younger, and then I saw the new It's. Bill Skarsgård is like tweaked out. He's so freaky, dude. So I was really excited when I heard they were making a series, and Bill Skarsgård obviously was going to be playing it again, which was like, period. That's so cool. I love that they cast him again. The special effects were really great. There's some wicked visuals in this. I was a fan of that. The actors, I specifically wrote the child actors were a 10 out of 10. I don't know who the fuck the casting director was for this, and you know what they were on, and like what pool that they had to choose from for this shit, but they were on their A game and they literally killed it. The child actors were phenomenal. Every single one of them, very believable, very realistic, like timing, phrasing, like everything about the acting was really good. Now that may be partially due to, you know, really good directing as well, because that can like make or break, right? Everything kind of goes into creating a realistic ambiance for an actor, but when someone's bad, you can't really hide it to an extent, you know? So I thought the children were amazing. The one thing that I wrote down that was like kind of annoying that I had a gripe with was that it took 5 fucking episodes. I think there's like 8 or 9 episodes. It took 5 episodes for us to even see Pennywise. What? I was like, isn't this it? Like like it is in this it, you know? So literally I was like on the edge of my seat every episode, like, is it gonna be him? Because there was like freaky stuff happening. Okay, I'm trying not to spoil it for y'all, because I do think you should go watch it if you like horror. I think it's really well done, but like 5 episodes in, I had to wait 5 freaking episodes. But it was very satisfying when we did, and yeah, it was really great overall. I hope that they make more. I don't know if it's renewed or not yet, but I hope it is, and I do recommend y'all go watch it. Okay, I did not do another holiday episode because I was so busy with Christmas festivities. I had family in town. I just took a break from the pod for a week, but I did have some Christmas movies to review for y'all because I was going to do that in last week's episode and I didn't. I watched Scrooge, gave it a 6.5 out of 10. I watched 8-Bit Christmas. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I watched Four Christmases. I rated that 9.5 out of 10. I really liked that one. And then I guess I put on my Billy Bob Thornton shit because I've been watching Landman season 2, and I watched Bad Santa 1 and 2. That movie is hysterical. It's just slapstick, funny, typical Billy Bob Thornton. I really liked it. It's a little crude, right? It's a little crude, not gonna lie, but it's really funny. So I like that a lot. So those are like my last holiday movies that I watched. So I recommend those for sure. So overall, when I reflect on my 2025, I'm genuinely sitting here like really proud of myself. I kept the podcast going. I worked a lot on honing in on my production skills and producing my own music, which has been really fun. Part of me, it's funny, I was like at a party, a birthday party recently, and I was talking to like some other musicians, and they were like, yeah, straight up, I like don't like producing. And like I feel like the part of me that kind of just wants to do everything myself and be independent has been, I think, kind of forcing myself to like producing, or like really 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 like it. I do like it, I enjoy it, and I think that like in any creative capacity, like in any musical project in the future, I will want to co-produce because I feel like it's so important to like be involved in that process. But like there are parts of it that are just so tedious that just don't even like seem fun to me, that bring me like that much joy. I mean, overall the process I think is fun, but like some of the details I'm just like, I'll leave this to someone else. You know what I mean? So I'm really proud of myself for like being honest when it comes to that realization. But overall, I did have a lot of fun this year, like kind of exploring. I love like the kind of experimental side of producing, like creating sounds from random shit and like making stuff that's unique. That I find a lot of joy in. But I don't know, other than that, you know, I'll stick to the writing and the vocal producing and the singing. That is what I really truly have so much fun with, that I could do genuinely all day long. Anyway, but yeah, I worked a lot on that. I gigged a bunch this year. I did some like cover gigs at like an Irish pub, which I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to do an Irish gig. For those of you that don't know, I'm like primarily Irish, and I grew up listening to a lot of Irish music and like famous local Irish bands. And I just always wanted to do that. I always wanted to like play all the songs that I grew up on and like spread that like joy with other people and like entertain in that setting, because it's like part of my culture. So that was really fun. I feel like I ate down too. I did like a 2-hour set for like St. Patrick's Day, like pre St. Patrick's Day party. And then I played a few other times. It was just so fun. I played some like other cover gigs. I played some of my own gigs as an artist, and I sang backups with my friend Dion for his first ever gig, like his debut gig, which was so fun to be a part of. And yeah, so I feel like I really filled my cup as far as like stuff like that goes. I did have like resolutions in the new year to play live, and I did. I'm very proud of myself for sticking to that. And if there's one thing about me, if I like really want to do something, I will do it no matter what. So if there's ever something in my life that I'm like, oh, I want to do this, but then I don't do it, I'm like, maybe it's because I don't actually want to do it. Because I've noticed over time that if I like really want something, it happens, right? Nothing and no one can get in my way, right? So that's something that I've really like thought a lot about recently. I'm like, oh my gosh, these things that I think I want, I think maybe I'm thinking about them in a different way. I'm also reading, small tangent, I'm reading Conversations with God. I'm almost done with the first book, and a lot of this like section, the chapter that I'm reading now, is about like manifestation and like changing your thought patterns so that you can like, it can reflect your life and vice versa. And I feel like I also, like the author of the book, I've been manifesting wrong. I've been saying like, I want this, I want to do this, or whatever. I've been saying what I feel about it instead of like, I already have this. And I feel like that's a huge shift in my mindset recently that I'm very grateful to take into 2026, that like having that like abundance mindset and being grateful and focusing on gratitude for the things that you already have that are related to your passions or whatever is only going to foster like more positivity and more focus and more drive and more, positive energy essentially to get the ball rolling. And then you're just going to kind of naturally fall into the things that are, part of your goals, essentially, if that makes sense. So I'm like, oh, period. So I've been trying to use that to like get into my 2026 mode, but I'm super motivated regardless. I'm very proud of myself. Sounding like a broken record, but I got hit by a car this year, and it's been a long journey of healing mentally, physically, still dealing with, injuries that like may last the rest of my life. So dealing with that has been a large like speed bump, I guess, in the momentum that I kind of had in the beginning of 2025. I was like, I had a lot of motivation and stuff, and it was hard for me to not let that get in the way. It was very hard for me to balance both, but I think I did so with grace, at least as much grace as I possibly could muster up, you feel me? And I'm thankful for my friends and family for showing so much support during that difficult time, just like letting me talk about it. And I'm thankful for you all for like letting me obviously rant about it. And if you listen to, my discussions about it and you're here just to listen and chill, I appreciate that so much, because I feel like all we want in life is to like be heard and be seen and like relate to other people. And that's really just what this podcast is for me. It's like an outlet for me to talk about life, to gab about things I enjoy, things that I like, right? And, on occasion, chat with colleagues and friends about, just life and just being seen and like being, straight up just being, girl, being. So yeah, I'm very grateful for all of that. I look back on this year with like, thank goodness it's done. But I also look back on it and like, I feel like very proud of myself. I stood my ground in a lot of ways. I set a lot of boundaries in a lot of ways. I feel like I grew a lot mentally and spiritually in a lot of ways. I have just had more of like a baseline level of like gratitude and joy. at the end of the day, right? When I'm lying down in bed, getting ready to go to sleep, I have no quarrels. I have nothing's keeping me up at night to that extent that it's like, really affecting me. And I feel very like powerful and very much like I have this like shield around me now, but not in a way that like doesn't allow me to open up, because I'm such an open person. But I don't know, I visualize it as something that like is there to help me even if I fall, and even if I, have hard times, and if I am struggling, that I'm able to fight off enough to have the strength to keep going. So like that is just, all I could ever hope for in life. It's been amazing. 2026 period. I'm so excited for this year, y'all. I went a little ape shit with some planning this past week. I've been off work. I have been teaching, which has been amazing because it's giving me the space to like do all this reflection and really hammer down on some shit. Okay. I'm gonna put a picture of it here. I've been seeing all these like 2026 calendars on TikTok that are overpriced and like not the design I wanted. So I designed one on Canva, right? And went to FedEx and printed it. So I'm going to keep like a pretty strict freaking log as far as like the podcast goes and as far as like my artist project goes, because I have a lot of really amazing goals for 2026 that I actually want to see come to light, and I'm like ready to make them happen. I'm ready to put in the work to make them happen. I also saw this trend right now of people making punch card like goals for the new year. So I didn't make an actual physical punch card, but I have made lists of like specific goals that I want to meet, and then like I gave myself a little reward if I meet them. Okay, so I'm gonna read these off because they're more general. I'm trying to keep, protect my peace, right? Evil eye, right? I'm not gonna share too much, but first thing, my goal is to do 12 content days a month. So this is just like photo shoots, filming covers, filming like content. I'm trying to like get all my artist shit right, because I'm independent. I don't have all these endless resources to be able to do stuff like that all the time. So what do? I just have to like do it myself, right? I just have to like make the most of it. I am going to collab with like some friends of mine that are photographers, because I'm super excited to like see their vision on things. But like I am really going to be strict about at least doing one content day a month. My reward is a new phone, right? So if I do a single content day, so I mean multi-look, photos, change the makeup look, change the hair halfway through the day, literally just stock up on content and photos to post. If I do one of those every single month, then next January I will get myself a new phone. I mean, unless of course, like knock on wood, my current phone takes a crap at any point in the year. My goal is to like keep it going. It's a 12, but my goal is to keep it going. But I would be excited to get a new one in the new year. That is something that I do want, but I'm going to make myself work for it, right? Okay, next one, I want to read 12 books. So I have dyslexia. I'm not the fastest reader, but I find a lot of peace in reading books in the morning. And I feel like it's such, compared to doom scrolling, right? It is such a more like peaceful way to start my day, as well as end my day, like reading at night. So my goal is to read one book per month. If I can do more, bonus points, right? But my goal is to read one book per month. So I do want recs. I have a few that I already know I'm going to read. I read the first Conversations with God, but there are 3 others. So I know that those 3 are going to be like in throughout the year. I have Barack Obama's book here. Like I'm staring at it. I haven't read it yet. So that's another book that I'm going for. But I think I need like 8 more recs. So I'm talking like life-changing books, right? These can be any genre. But humble, right? Okay, like I said, I'm not the fastest reader, so don't be dropping no like 800,000 page novels on me, please. But if you have any recs, let me know, because I am on the lookout for like some life-changing books, okay? My next goal, my reward for that is like a facial / like cosmetic like spa day, essentially, okay? My next goal is to write 52 songs this year, okay? 1 song per week. I feel like that is like not even a lot when I think about it. Like one song per week is like nothing. But if I can successfully write a song per week on average, I mean, even if that means like one week I don't write any, the next week I write two, my goal is to gonna be like attempt to write one song a week. So like take the time out every single week to at least try to start a song. Okay. My reward for that is a songwriting retreat in the Pacific Northwest. Okay, I've never really done like a physical like trip, like retreat, writing retreat, and I really want to do one. I think I'll probably do a local one this year anyway, but I would love to do the Pacific Northwest and like go and stay for like a week or two somewhere that's very different, like a different environment. So that is my goal. Little Twilight moment, right? Okay. My next goal for the year is to post 52 like covers. Like I want to just post me singing more. I do think it's something that's necessary to like increase my presence online. I love sharing my talent with the world. And so just like recording myself singing like one or like part of one song per week and posting it, that's like nothing, bitch. I feel like I could do that in a heartbeat. So my reward for that is like a spa day, right? Massage, mani-pedi, like lymphatic drainage, like whatever the fuck I want, right? Spa day, okay? I have a few 365-day streaks that I'm going to be attempting, bitch, right? I'm not fucking around in 2026, okay? First of all, language practice. So I am still using Duolingo. I'm looking for alternatives. I know that Duolingo's like kind of in the hot seat right now because they're like using a lot of AI. So if anybody has free language learning tools that they would recommend, I am working on strengthening my Spanish skills. I'm, barely a year into trying to learn Arabic. Alphabet numbers I got, right? Sound combinations I got, but I'm starting to learn words here, y'all. So Arabic, I'm also learning chess on Duolingo. So that I can easily find just like online, like how to learn chess, right? I just like watched YouTube tutorials. But my goal essentially until I find an alternative is to do 6 lessons per day. So 2 lessons per subject every single day in 2026. My reward in 2027 is that I would like to hire a private Spanish tutor. I've always wanted this for a while since I've been trying to like brush up on my Spanish. I can understand way more than I can speak, right? I get amnesia every time I go to speak Spanish. I forget everything just because I don't practice it enough. Like I'm not speaking with anybody in Spanish regularly to the extent that like I remember things and use them all the time. I feel like that's the only way. And since I'm not able to, at least with my current lifestyle, immerse myself completely into a Spanish speaking country, that would be to me the next best thing would be to hire like a private tutor just to like speak with frequently. Because I have Spanish speaking friends, but I'm not gonna like succumb them to that. That's like not fair at all. They don't deserve that. No one deserves that, right? Okay. So yeah, that's my goal. I mean, I could just pay a friend. Let me know. Hit me up if you're a like native or like fluent Spanish speaker and you'd be willing to, your exchange your language skills with me for money. We could just gab a little bit here and there. Let me know. I got you. My next goal is to stretch and or move every single day, 365 days of the year. So whether that's a workout, whether that's like yoga, whether that's just like stretching morning and night, walking around, getting up, moving around, that's my goal every single day. My reward is a yoga studio membership. I always loved yoga, but I've just never been like, I don't know. I've never been like into it enough that I would like pay at a studio to like have a membership and like go regularly. Like, I kind of want to like be a regular at a yoga studio, but I also want to like prove to myself enough that I'm dedicated enough with my movement goals and just like moving in general that paying for that, I'll actually like follow through with. If that makes sense, I need to prove it to myself. So that's one of my goals. My last goal for the year is to meditate every single day. Okay. Whether it's for like 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes, I would say like 5 to 10 minutes minimum of just like silence, right? Silence, nothing. Trying to like calm my brain, I think will be very beneficial for me. And then I was like, what can I do as a reward for this? And so, of course, the reward for meditating for a whole year in silence is going to be a loud reward. Okay, so my reward for meditating for 365 days straight is going to be concert tickets to like a concert of my choice. So whether it's like someone I've always wanted to see, preferably it'd be like front row tickets, right? If I play my like financial cards right this year, then that will be an amazing reward for me. It's like some front row seat tickets. I have some other big goals. My cutesy goals. I will share the big goals. I'm keeping those private because I'm trying to protect my peace. You feel me? My cutesy goals though. Okay, this is the last segment of the pod. Practice cursive, right? So my grandma, who's my mom's mom, and my Nana, who's my dad's mom, both had like ridiculous penmanship, like cursive. Like actually like looked like a font. Okay, I want that. I feel like my handwriting has always been like kind of mid, and I want to practice cursive really, 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 really bad. I want my cursive to be like, right? So that's one of my cutesy goals for the year. My next cutesy goal is to like learn how to sew and like repair my own clothes. I do have a lot of clothes that I like have, like there's little issues with them. There's little tears. They're old, they have, or they're like, I need to hem the pant legs or something. I have like literally just a bag in my closet of clothes that like I would wear if they were repaired. So that's my goal this year, is to like start sewing a little more. Okay. My next cutesy goal of the year is to hand make every single gift that I give. So that is also going to be like a challenge in and of itself, because like, am I going to like learn a new skill and then gift that, or what, right? So I need to be creative. That's just getting me more into like a creative mind, which I think is amazing. Next, I want to host more. I so badly want to host more. I want to have like tea parties and stuff. I want to have like friends over. And I need to be better about initiating that. Okay. So that's one of my cutesy goals. My last like cutesy like soul goal. I wrote soul goal on my wall for all of these instead of cutesy goal because I thought it was more accurate. So my last soul goal of the year is to take more photos with family and friends. I used to be probably annoying, when I was little, with how many photos I took of everybody, like just like any interaction, for no fucking reason, right? Just cause I used to take so many photos, and I feel like over time that's like kind of dwindled. I was watching Broski Report this week, and they were talking about like, using the best china, like using all these things, like burn that candle that's just been sitting there that you've been saving for like a special occasion, use the fine china, like whatever. Because like life is short, like you never know. And I feel like to me, sometimes I only look at recently, I don't know why, I've only looked at like taking photos as like something that's like to commemorate like a special occasion, which like, I don't know why I never thought like that when I was young, but that is something that I do want to change mindset wise. Like I want to just take photos and I'm going to like start doing that more. I used to like be way more into photography and like carry my camera everywhere I fucking went. So that's a goal of mine, is to like bring my camera more places and be more active in like capturing memories and moments. So yeah. Anyway, y'all, I hope that y'all have a fantastic first week of the new year. I hope that 2025 was everything you hoped it could be. And I hope that your 2026 is like even better. So anyway, I love y'all so much. Thanks for sticking around for 2025 with the pod. 2026, I'm so excited to share more zesty thoughts with y'all. Please subscribe here on YouTube or follow on your preferred pod platform like Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Rate the podcast, leave a comment, like this video. Please engage, because I'm trying to like bring this podcast up in the new year. You feel me? We are like almost at 8,000 subs. So let's get to 10, bitch. Let's get to 10. Thank you so much for all the support in advance. I love y'all. Have a fantastic weekend. Have fun. Be safe. And I'll see you next week. Bye.